Strength doesn't come from what you can do, it comes from overcoming the things you once thought you couldn't. Ricky Rogers. So join me for this 20-minute full body yoga where we will be working our core, our abs, glutes, strengthening, challenging with balance, and a few active resting poses. So whenever you're ready, grab your mats, grab your water, and let's begin. Alright my friends, we're starting off out in Hero's Pose with flat feet, knees wide. If you prefer, you can then keep your knees closed. Interlocking fingers, and we are leaning forward to a brief child's pose with our hands reaching up to the sky. Let's get a nice stretch out in the shoulders. Coming back forward again. And it really does not matter how high you get your hand, just as long as you're feeling a decent, satisfying stretch to the shoulders. Coming all the way back up again. Now we're just going to hang out here. Sending mostly your head back, but your arch in the back will follow. Keeping your knees wide, unless you prefer to keep them closed. And from here we're sinking slightly off center, left shoulder, left knee. Coming back up. Right shoulder, right knee. Getting your hands as high as you can. So that way when we're coming down to the same knee, our opposite shoulder feels a stretch in a different spot. So we're just going to do this a few times through. It really doesn't matter how high your hands reach, just as long as you're feeling a targeted stretch to a different part of your shoulder. And now sinking your way forward into a regular child's pose, but still keeping your hands interlocked. Balancing on your forehead. And now reaching your arms forward into a regular child's pose. You can keep your arms engaged, therefore elbows off the ground, or you can keep your arms relaxed like I'm doing here. From here, rising up into a cat-cow, shifting your knees in just slightly, and sinking back to child's pose. Rising back up into a cat, and when we come to cow, we sink back into a child's pose. Doing it just once more, shifting your knees in, closer to together, and then coming into a regular cat-cow, just so that we can warm up our spine. From here, we're going to come into bodily naughty cat roll. So you're just going to roll your midriff and waist into circles. About 3 on one side and 3 on the other side, or however many you want to do. From here, bringing your hands in a bit closer. Rising your knees into bear stance. Just going to hold here for a breath or two. And now kick your knees into your chest to start warming up and working the core. From here, kicking your left leg forward, we're settling into a low lunge. So settling into our left side lunge, we're working out our right hip flexor, shifting your weight back into half split, now stretching out your calf and hamstring. Shifting your weight back forward again, we're working through the right hip flexor. Kicking your way forward so that your right leg joins in with the left into your forward fold. And now gently walk out your forward fold just for an additional stretch throughout the hamstrings and calves. Rising up to sun salutations, lifting your hands up to the sky, hands to prayer. Lifting your arms up again, hands to prayer again. Arms up one more time. It's time forward fold, stepping back into a low lunge just briefly, and then to your bear stance again. This time right leg comes forward into your low lunge. This time we're working out our left hip flexor. Shifting your weight back, so now we're working at our right side hamstring and calf. Forward again so that we continue to warm up our left hip flexor. Now kicking your way forward so left leg joins right leg into your forward fold. And from here, slowly rising up into your sun salutation, arms up overhead, to prayer hands. Reaching back up, hands overhead, prayer hands again, and a third time, up overhead, this time forward fold, halfway rise, spring back to chaturanga, upward facing dog. Shifting our way over to our left, but bring our right leg back. We're going to come into our wild thing on our left side, just for a breath or two. Coming back through, we're going to lift up our right leg to the sky, adjusting accordingly, and from here, right knee, right elbow, three-legged dog. Right knee center, three-legged dog. Right knee with elbow, three-legged dog. Doing that again, but this time double tap. Lifting back up to three-legged dog. Coming to center, double tap. Back to three-legged dog. Kicking it forward, double tap, opposite knee, opposite elbow, three-legged dog. Doing that all again, but this time crunching it out. So right knee, right elbow crunches. And now the center, crunch out in the center. Opposite knee, opposite elbow, crunching it in. So working our waistline, our obliques, our core, and now the other side of our abs. Now we've sunken down into modified plank, but you can keep both legs extended, or you can relax your left knee. So now we're kicking up in our glutes. We were holding it briefly for aesthetic holds, but now we're working our glutes by doing some glute exercises, just by kicking your right leg up and down. Now extending through both legs and coming back into a chaturanga, upward facing dog. Just holding briefly. Shifting away over to your right side, left leg comes back into your right side wild thing, just for a breath again. And as I'm lifting your left leg up, no hesitation, we're coming into our left knee, left elbow, bring it back up to three-legged dog. Reaching it forward, left knee center, three-legged dog. Opposite knee, opposite elbow, three-legged dog. Same thing again, but double tap. Coming back up. Center, double tap. Back up. Opposite knee, opposite elbow, double tap. Lift up to three-legged dog. Crunching it all out. So same knee, same elbow for the first round. Bring it into center. Opposite knee, opposite elbow. Crunching out for the final time. Then if you need to, you can reduce your right knee to the ground, or you can stay in full extended plank. We're going to hold and static hold just for a moment, and then start working out our left glute this time. So you're not allowing your foot to drop all the way, you're just working through the glute. And now coming down to chaturanga, upward facing dog. And pushing back into your child's pose, just to take a long achieved rest. We're only hanging out here for a few breaths, just for a few moments. Just one more breath. From here, you're going to pre-tuck your toes, and as you do, you're going to instantly rise up into your plank, pushing back into downward dog. And back over into plank, doing spinal rolls. Back to downward dog. Back to plank. Back to downward dog. From here, shifting your left leg forward to your high lunge. Collecting your balance. Hands interlocked to like a pistol type shape. Just holding for static hold, warming up the thighs. And now you're pulsing it out. So your right knee does not touch the ground, the left leg is doing all the work. And from here we're going to come into a peaceful warrior. The left arm reaches up and overhead past your ear. Your right arm reaches anywhere along your thigh. Now we're coming into side angle. Same elbow, same knee. As deep a bend in the knee as you can manage. Coming back to a peaceful warrior. Try to keep a nice bend in the knee, allow your hips to sink as much as you can. Back to extended side angle, meaning your fingers touch the ground. Decent bend in the knee. You can absolutely keep your hand up sky high or up and overhead. From here, shifting your right leg in this direction, then reaching your left hand forward and coming into a half moon. Stacking your hips, stacking your shoulders. Pigeon toe your left foot for better balance. Right hand reaches for the sky. And now bringing your weight through, your hands meet together, coming into your turning forward split. This is more strength, balance than it is flexibility. Now you're reaching your right leg back up into your forward fold. Rising up halfway and springing back to plank, pushing your way back into downward dog. Rolling forward to plank, back to downward dog. Coming back forward to plank, but also kicking your right leg forward into your right side warrior, where you're pistolizing your hands up and over your head. Just a static hold briefly to warm up the thigh. And now pulsing it out. So aiming for about 8 to 10 pulses, however quick or however slow you've done them. From here, coming into your peaceful warrior. This time your right arm reaches up and overhead past your ear, the left hand reaches anywhere along your thigh, coming through to your side angle. Right elbow to right knee, keeping as deep of a bend in the knee as you can. Once again to your peaceful warrior. Try to sink low with the hips as much as you can, as much as is available. Coming back into your side extended angle. You can absolutely reach your hand up sky high or up and overhead. From here, shifting your left leg forward, then also reaching your right arm forward, coming into your right side half moon. Try to stack the hips as much as you can, as well as the shoulders, and then bringing your left hand down to your fingers. My right foot is also pigeon toed for better balance. And now we're joining our hands back together in our standing forward fold split. As once again, strength activated, not so much of flexibility, so don't hold it against yourself if your leg isn't that high. Coming into forward fold. Halfway rising and then springing back into chaturanga. Upward facing dog. From here, you're going to rise up and then instantly step your right leg forward to a lizard, just an active lizard. If you need to instantly drop your hind knee, your left knee, by all means. So from here, you can absolutely jump it out, but I personally chose to step it out. We're just chilling, relaxing, taking a breath. So now we're stepping out our lizard, but if you want to jump it up for the extra cardio kick, you're more than welcome to. Depending on what your stamina level is still at, and whether or not you're pretty exhausted at this point. So now we're landing on right side, make sure that your right leg is forward. Now we're sinking as low as we can, pushing our knee away, coming onto the nice edge of our right foot. Of course your left leg can be completely relaxed, knee to the ground. You can definitely come down onto your elbows and relax your upper body closer to the ground. If however you want to bend at the elbows but the ground is too far away, you can absolutely use yoga blocks or props, so that way you can bend in the elbows while also supporting your weight wherever it is. So now coming back up, we're going to step or jump it out again in just one moment, just taking a few calming breaths, stepping back and then stepping forward onto your left. Back again and stepping forward on your right, back again onto your left. And now we're landing on our left side. So we're just actively resting right now. We're not hunkering down just yet. You can adjust yourself around 1,000,000 times. Now we're coming down onto our elbows. If you have tried to come down to your elbows but the ground's too far away, absolutely use yoga blocks or bolsters or rolled up material. Your right knee can absolutely be relaxed to the ground. You can even choose to sway here a little bit, just to help encourage the muscles in the hips to loosen up a tad faster. And coming back up again, stepping away back because we're already on our knee on the right side, We're now just coming into some 5 sets of push-ups. However your push-ups feel, however you look when you're doing your push-ups, all that matters is you're engaging through the arms. So once you have satisfied 5 sets of push-ups, coming into your chaturanga, upward facing dog, pushing back into your downward facing dog, coming back through the plank, and just some more spinal rolls, so downward dog and coming back into plank, downward dog again, and plank. And we're going to shift our way over to a side plank on our left, briefly coming into our passe. Your right foot reaches for your knee and we come back to center, just to challenge the core a fraction more. Right side passe, left foot to left knee, just for a brief moment. But if you'd like to pause the video and balance a little bit longer, you can. Holding our plank, stepping all the way forward to our malasana, an active resting pose. Adjust accordingly, shift your clothes around if need be. And then you're going to dig your elbows into your knees and bring your hands to a prayer, or just hands together. Your heels are facing towards each other, your toes are facing away from each other. Taking a nice deep breath, you finally get to start relaxing. And now, if you'd like, reaching your right arm up, left arm down, leaning into your left leg with your left shoulder. Just encourage a deeper stretch on either side. Now the opposite, left arm reaches, right arm comes down, you're leaning your shoulder into your right leg, to encourage a deeper stretch on the right side of the hip. Coming back through into your malasana. Hands return back to your prayer, you're digging your elbows into your legs again. And from here, pre-balance yourself if need be, or fling yourself back. And coming into rolling like a ball. It really doesn't matter if your toes touch the mat or not. We're just mostly working at the core a little bit, but mostly massaging our back. When you come back this time, be sure to grab your feet into your happy baby. Your head is relaxed, your shoulders are relaxed, your knees are as close to the ground as they can possibly get. You're breathing deeply. You're opening up your hips from a different angle. From here, bring your hands onto the insides of your feet if that helps with the grip even better. And we're going to come into an extended happy baby. By all means, you can let your feet go and just hold your feet outwards, letting gravity do it while you hold your hands on your inner thighs. Or you can continue gripping your feet like I'm doing here. Whatever your prerogative. We're now going to release our feet. And we're finally coming into everybody's favourites. And not to mention the most hard to achieve posture, our Shavasana, corpse pose. And breathing in nice and deep. Nice and deep into the stomach, feeling our chest rise. Absolutely keep your hands flopped outside of the mat if you want to physically connect back with the earth, even though I'm on ball planks. My feet are hip width distance. You can absolutely keep your feet wide. My whole body is slowly starting to relax, so now your body is starting to relax. The heart rate is still coming down. We did a series of strengthening minor cardio here and there. And now we get to soak all that in. Our bodies get to soak that in. Breathing nice and deeply. Try not to let your mind wander too far. You definitely want to physically acknowledge what your body went through throughout this workout. Acknowledge twice as much as your body relaxes. All the strength, all the sweat, the hard work, the tense and tired, heated muscles are ceasing. And now, wriggle your fingers and your toes whenever you're ready. If you want to stay in Shavasana for a whole lot longer, by all means. Otherwise, roll over to your side in a relative sleeping position. And now coming up, just as much when you're ready, nice and slow, Coming to easy seated pose, whatever that is for you. Reaching your arms up and overhead, kind of like seated sun salutations. Rising your arms back up again, up overhead. Hands separate in front of you. One more time for good measure. Arms up. Hands in front of you. You worked hard, you played even harder. Thank you so much for watching and flowing if you chose to. I look forward to seeing you in my next few videos. Namaste.